Hey guys, so it's Billy over here, and many of you have been asking me a lot of times how do I record my bass covers and how do I get the bass tones. Well, here's the videos dedicated to the ones who ask. So this is what I use. First, what you need is a bass guitar, obviously, and second, what you need is an audio interface, and third, and pretty optional, is headphones, so that you can monitor the bass as you're playing through the cover of the song. And these headphones are connected to the audio interface via the monitor output. So yeah, and lastly, what you need is a laptop with your DAW of choice. So I'm using a MacBook Pro with Logic Pro. And the reason why I use Logic Pro is because it's the most intuitive for me to use, and second, and the most important feature is the stem splitter, which comes free with Logic Pro. The stem splitter allows me to split an audio track into multiple categories, so we isolate the voices, piano, guitar, other sound effects, and most importantly the bass. And with the bass being isolated, I can mute the track and play my bass over it. So the typical plugin chain that I use is TONEX for my bass, and if it comes down to it and I need a really custom tone that TONEX can't deliver, what I use is Amplitube 5, and both of these can be found on sale by IK Multimedia, and I think so I got it during a Black Friday sale. And the second thing that's on my effects rack is Compressor, and I feel that I've learned this really late, but Compressor is such an important thing to add your covers because first, it reduces loud sounds, and second, it gives like a more polished sound as it glues the bass together with the song. Well, depending on what type of covers you're trying to make. For me personally, how I like to mix my bass covers is that I'll try to make the bass sound as original to the song as possible, meaning that the bass doesn't really stand out. It more so mixes in with the song and sounds like the original song. And once I'm ready, I just hit the record button and just play my covers out. In terms of video, what I use Premiere Pro as my editing software of choice, and the reason I use Premiere Pro is because it's also intuitive for me, like how Logic Pro is intuitive for me too. I mean, I've been going up and editing using Adobe Premiere Pro. I won't say Adobe Logic Pro. In terms of the video itself, people keep asking me what camera I use, and it is pretty simple, and I'm gonna take a picture of my setup. I actually use my iPhone, which is an iPhone 16 Pro Max. I record using the Blackmagic camera app, and the reason I use that is two reasons. The first reason is I can record in Apple Log, which if you don't know, I'll just save you the time. What it does, it records it in a flat color format like what you're seeing right now, and this gives me more control to change the color using color grading to have the preferred look that I want. And the second and most important reason, which is pretty overlooked, is I can monitor the video using another device. So currently, if you don't know, I use an iPad in my setup so I can monitor the video that I'm recording to make sure I get the positioning right and stuff, because I can't see my iPhone screen all the time. And the light that I use both of these Amaran Ace V5C. It is the one that I'm kind of using right now. It is a pretty good light, price, and I got two of them because I use one as a key light and the other one as a field light. Yeah, that's pretty much it for my bass covers. If you guys still have any questions, please leave them down in the comments. I try to answer all questions as best as possible. The equipment that I use down in the description. If you like this video, like it. Consider subscribing for more bass and guitar covers. And yeah, see you in the next bass cover.